For 18 years and 42 days, I was motherless. I had arrived through a reluctant egg donor, and it had never worked. I was not welcomed, held, loved, or celebrated, ever. She was young and immature, and what I could say about all this is best left unsaid. In June of 1965, on a Friday night, I was hanging out with Tinka, my best friend, when the phone rang. It was Eddie, a friend, wanting to know if Tinka was with me. I was a brown, skinny girl with an overbite. Tinka was tall, with naturally curly hair and a beautiful face. Eddie had always had a crush on her. A half hour later, Eddie arrived with two of his friends, unknown to us, and we went out for pizza and Coke. The following week, Eddie came back again, this time with only one of his friends. Then the following Monday, Eddie's friend came alone and asked me out on a date. On Saturday night, my Prince Charming showed up with a dozen carnations, and the rest of the summer was magical. When Dean left for university, he told me he would write every day. I didn't really believe this, and I steeled myself not to feel bad that the magic was over. Then the letters started. If not every day, then 2 in a day would arrive. And by the end of September, he wrote, "My mother wants to meet you." I was paralyzed with anxiety and fear and hoped that I could bypass this experience. Remember, I was the brown, skinny girl with an overbite, and I couldn't believe I was worth meeting. Then one Friday evening, the call came. And 2 days later, on October 10th, 1965, I met the woman who would become the mother of my life. I remember looking through the window and seeing the familiar red Rambler station wagon pull up. Out of it came this very tall, stunningly beautiful, blonde-haired woman. I invited her in, and we must have talked for hours. Then right before she left, she invited me to follow her home to meet the rest of the family and have dinner with me. From that day forward, I had a standing invitation for Sunday dinner. This was so special, as I didn't know about home cooking, about setting a table correctly, about homemade pies, about the lovely chaos of family. There were 6 children altogether. The older son was also away at school. The older daughter was a young teenager whose bedroom was wallpapered with pictures of the Beatles. The 10-year-old son was the comic of the family, and he entertained me all evening. The 2 youngest, a little boy 5, and the baby of the family, a little girl only 4, were already budding artists. The father was a handsome man who had a shirt and tie job, and the mother was the glue who reigned supremely and made everything special. She was 44 years old when I met her. She was a great cook, had many friends, attended church every Sunday, and she spoke with an accent that revealed her Bronx roots. She loved opera. Soon I became familiar with her favorites as we listened to them on stereo. She taught me how to bake a homemade apple pie, although mine never looked like the huge mountainous ones she made. She loved to watch good movies and would invite me to go along. She exposed me to local theater, late night talk shows, and the music from Broadway musicals. I could not believe that I was now getting to be best friends with my boyfriend's mother. There was nothing extraordinary about how she lived, but for me it was like I was finally being given a piece of normalcy, and I loved it. I didn't know what to call her then, so she was Mrs. Hudson for a long time. All were welcome to her house. If I had to describe her in just one word, it would be hospitality. When I knew her better, I joked that the devil himself could come to her door. She would welcome him with his favorite dinner, and then tell us he wasn't such a bad guy after all. Her capacity for accepting people was legendary. When we all went through the late 60s in every possible permutation, she just kept being there for all of us. She never judged whatever interests or practices we were extolling. And with so many children, there were plenty. Instead, she tried to understand. She always said she found younger people so interesting, and even now prefers their company to people her own age. Dee and I were married in August of 1967. I felt like everything was in place. My mother-in-law was overjoyed. She was the one who took me to buy my wedding dress and did all those motherly things that come with planning a wedding. I was happy, so proud of my very smart young husband. He was in his junior year in college, and he was going to be a history professor. We were going to have many children. Those were the plans. We didn't know that we were all headed